Good morning, Suzanne Joy.
Good morning, Deborah Leanne.
It's time for a little tuning in, shall we?
Yes.
We started last week down the road of contemplation, which I was kind of wanting to dig into a little bit more this week. But then you introduced resonance, and that was pretty lovely. And then one of the things that came up in our discussion was about talking about conflicting vows or conflicting. um, it feels like different timelines. It's like our soul is here to do work and we committed to this, and we also committed to this. And
Mhm.
so there's this dissonance in in us trying to do both of these things, which are really not compatible. And there was a beautiful article. I'll put the link to Tom Stewart's Substack that brought this to mind a few weeks ago that you showed me. And I'm just curious, how would that be something that you think we could get into in a 15-minute conversation, or how do you feel about that?
We can try if I remember. Um,
Yeah, it's basically when we um, and I've done it a little bit differently with coaching clients where somebody says, I want to lose weight. And I know what the best thing would be for me to get up every morning and go for a walk because that's the best time of day for me to exercise. And you're like, okay. And in the morning, I'm committed to my rituals, my prayers, my staying and getting good night's sleep, and then getting my morning routine in so that there's that. And I like to do that at sunrise every day. And you're like, okay. And can you do both? Depends. Do you want to do both of them at sunrise? Can you find a way to have I have one of my clients who prays um on her walks in the morning. It's part of her sacred morning ritual. But when you are committed to two different things, is there a way to make them an alignment? And one of those could be is I'm committed in this relationship, and it no longer serves me. It tears me apart. I can't be with this person. It is too painful. So how do you be with those commitments? I
it's a
mean,
great question.
and there's a
Um,
lot of conscious uncoupling right now. There's conscious, like, I love you, I want to be with you, and I can't live with you. I love you, I want to be with you, and I need to be true to me first. I mean, like, I don't know. I opened a whole can of worms here, but how do you want to
but
respond?
I think that each one of us on a soul level is having this conversation. And I saw a Brene Brown clip yesterday, and she's like, the universe sometimes slaps you upside the head to kind of shake you and go, remember, you were brought into this world with all these gifts. And are you honoring sharing all of your gifts? Don't forget that mission.
Yeah,
And
which sometimes we put on a shelf to be in a relationship, or I mean,
right,
I even felt like that as a mom, because at that time of my life, I don't feel like there was much room for me, but that was what I was trained to do.
right,
Is there a way to
right,
not give your whole life force to taking care of the babies, you know?
right.
And yeah,
I'm finding um, that balance of knowing the divinity within me knows, and my body is playing catch up, um, but
which is
also is a beautiful instrument to tell me when I'm off. And I think that's when we fall into illness or something that's incongruent in
mhm,
ourselves. It's telling
mhm.
us that.
Yeah.
And then we think that we need to take a bunch of other things and get answers from a bunch of other people, when in actuality we get an opportunity to sit with ourselves and
Absolutely. I mean,
listen. I think this is such a time for all of us. I
mhm.
mean, this is my work, going inward to hear my resonance, my own heart, my own desire of what life wants to live through me. And each one of us has this. And are we listening? Are we listening to all the other noise and shit around us? Like, we have been given such a plethora of a beauty and abundance that is right here, right now. But what lens are we looking through?
Well,
I'm
and this
asking, what lens
yeah,
do we look
and
through?
this is what brings to mind about the divine feminine. I
Yeah,
woke up to that concept this morning about how can I have more of that softness, yet sovereignty,
yeah,
resilience and strength, but in a uh, um, not concealed, but in a way that looks uh, kind and compassionate. I think we think of
right,
witches as having power and magic, and
right.
they're evil. And I'm like, can we be like Glinda the Good Witch and be, lit up and being ourselves and
Yeah,
sharing that with the world? I want us to own our magic, and I want us to really embrace this divine feminine coming through, and men and women.
yeah.
Can we be softer, more receptive? Can we listen? And can we move more slowly? I think,
That's huge because in life we were trained to get it done, to move fast, to,
yeah.
like,
How much can you get done in a day? But that was
exactly. I mean,
remember? Mm,
checklists. I mean, okay. I
yeah.
understand the process. Now I'm choosing my pace in which I'm honoring self. I'm honoring how I move, be, live, and respecting that others may not have the same bandwidth, experience, modus operandi
Yeah.
that I have. And can we be with our differences? And it knowing that it is perfect. It is divinely perfect that this is all happening. And
And there's something about I want to go back to the conflicting things, which and another thought that came in was about menopause. I want to touch on both of those. But the first one was when we have the role of caretaker, of being responsible for an animal, a house, a business, children, whatever that is, that responsibility shifts and morphs as we do and as the entity does.
mhm,
Um, and as pets have come and gone in my life, and I've had two or three that lived to 17 or 18 years old, which is a beautiful long relationship, but it's a okay, when that's done, I'm not a pet owner anymore, even though I still feel like I should get up and put the water and it's not I don't have to do that anymore, and the same with my children, and so as that relationship changes, they don't want me or need me to be circling around, taking care of them. "How can I help you?" They are their own adults now, and
yeah,
I find that they like me as like a partner in life to bounce things off of, to be I'm still thought of as an elder or a teacher in some ways, but not that don't take care of me thing. And so
right, right.
I
Yeah.
find myself, it's so weird. Here I am with my 30 something year old daughter or and I want to over extend my caring.
Mm,
And I'm learning that that's another one where we had a different role. We made a commitment to take care of this baby when it was little, and then now that she's a full grown woman, has her own life and her own home and all of that stuff, how do I walk with her? That relationship has changed. And
Yeah.
do we need to rewrite the vows, rewrite what it looks like, redo that?
Reimagine. Yeah.
And that goes with the shifts into menopause.
Mm.
Our body is no longer designed to be youthful, and like, I was looking at my body and how things are maybe in a different position in my body than they used to be, front and back. And can I love that? Can I love the gray in my hair and the wrinkles around my eyes and because this is who I am now. And there's a weird dynamic in our culture about you get put away when you're no longer beautiful, which brings me to our gene key of the week. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm going in a complete circle. Where would you like to drop in?
No, I think that is beautiful. That's a beautiful awareness of how things do change. And I just wanted to reflect, I had I don't normally share anything about like when I tap into the unseen world, but I met up with another psychic friend who saw my dad, and I talked to him a lot, but he was apologizing for wanting to stay protective, much like you were describing just now with your daughter. And he was releasing me from that feeling that I can't do it myself. This is I'm now over 50, and like, he's still trying to protect, and he's like, you've got all the tools now, so I I want to honor you, and I'm sorry if you felt as that I was overprotective. And I heard that, that's an honoring of an elder that was wanting to keep me safe.
Yeah,
And we get to seek that security within ourselves. Um, and that's our own knowingness. This is why I'm saying it's so important for us to find that foundation within ourselves, within ourself
yeah,
first.
yeah,
Nobody else has lived your life. Nobody else has had your experiences. We came here, me, you, differentiated to to so uniquely show up in life, and honoring that and loving all of it is the
yeah.
blessing. And as we do honor that and love that about ourselves, thus we can then love and honor compassionately another.
And only then, really
Only
well.
then,
Yeah,
exactly.
because I think
That way.
we were taught, and culture has shown us, and a lot of romance movies were all about, we become invisible to take care of the other or to love another truly. Oh, I just heard it again the other day. It was a movie where the guy says, "You complete me." And I thought,
That's
oh,
that's that's that seems like an old paradigm.
yeah, which
Yeah.
the fact that I was seeing it again, that people were talking about how romantic that was, and I was like, that's not what
Erase.
so yeah, so where we want to go with in terms of is coming back into that inner harmony, resonance, um, following our own truth, listening to that, allowing the divine feminine to be, which is another word would be another term would be Christ consciousness. It could be your intuitive um, abilities. All of those things are feminine. And the key this week, the gene key pulse this week is very feminine. It's gene key 2.
Mm.
And talk about, I was just reading about, and they said, so notice your relationships with other women. Notice the relationships with your mother. And we're heading into Mother's Day this week. Is that weird that it showed up calendarly
I
the
don't think
same
it's
as,
a mere coincidence.
Yeah, but we're the only country celebrating it this week because Canada and UK and Australia all are celebrating theirs different days. So it's interesting that for the US, this is Mother's Day week and we're in this Gene Key pulse. So people are thinking about how to honor their mothers and but the other thing about this key is it's the interconnectedness. We talked a few weeks ago about the feminine being like we could, without the masculine structure, we can just be like the ocean and we kind of lose ourselves because
Yeah.
we just drop into the all, to
Yeah.
the allness. And that's what the mudra is. And you actually have your hands just open and raised upwards, like receiving chi, like in my Tai
Mm.
Chi class. So we're receiving chi, but and you can hold them down around your belly, but I'm going to hold them up here just as a
Okay.
reminder. And you just wait and receive and feel the interconnectedness to all. You know, the stars and the plants and the trees and the birds and the cells within our body, everything's connected. And breathe into that and tune into that. I love that. Mm.
Mhm.
And this is our unique truth, our song line, our reason for being here in this time, our purpose is to be this, our own magical light.
Mm.
How else do you want to close this? This was a kind of a circular conversation, but I have a friend that calls it spiral
Yeah.
conversation.
No, that was really beautiful. Thank you for that. And it really hones in on each one of us playing our song, playing our note, and knowing that it's just a beautiful culmination of all of our notes and the interdependency of all life, all living things, working together in harmony.
Yeah, pretty beautiful.
Thank you.
When we remember to tune in, it's always beautiful. That's the funny part about it. It's the unity, which is this key, and the programming partner is beauty. So when we're tuned in, that is there. It is when we're checked out that we see the ugliness, we feel the ugliness. It feels hectic and crazy and busy. And so a good reminder when we're feeling all that to, oh, I think I'll pause.
Yeah. I'll go drop back in.
Yeah, that's a great idea. And doing it with another just amplifies it. So thank you for tuning in with me today.
Yeah. Thank you. And much love.
To everyone, thank you.
Till next time.